some guys are coming into the palace in a minute, and yous better keep your eyes on them.
And who would that be, Your Highness?
Some small mugs, and not such small mugs, by the name of Big Haman.
Okay, Chief. Don't worry about a thing. Because I'm watching them like a hawk.
We are indeed honored to have in our very midst such a distinguished assortment of dignitaries for our special spring crap game. Nikki the Noodle from Niagara Falls.
How you doing?
Sammy the Shamil from Saratoga.
Ain't life just grand?
And Charlie the Fetch from Chattanooga.
Can we start the game already? Jeez, we're always standing around waiting.
Welcome to all you guys. But I am most especially delighted that our trusted friend and colleague from Chicago, Big Haman, has graced us with his presentation along with his lovely wife, Zeresh the Shrew.
Charmed, I'm sure. I would be most appreciative if you would leave my wife out of this, Your Highness. She ain't supposed to be here. She's a doll. And dolls ain't supposed to be in a palace crap game.
Actually speaking, Big Haman, I kind of rather like having the dolls around. It lightens up the joint. I think I'll summon my own lovely wife, Vashti Brown, here to join us here in these here festivities. Menschly. How you doing, Menschly?
Nicely.
Good. Menschly. Would you please go down to Vashti's boudoir and tell her that I want her up here on the double.
Sure. I'm going.
Nice guy, that Menschly. A real heart of gold. You gotta love him.
He's the real credit to society, ain't he? She ain't coming.
What do you mean she ain't coming? I'm the king around here. She does what she's told.
I know, but.
Boys, you need to go down there and bring Miss Vashti, too big for her britches, Brown, right back up here.
I just don't know where these dolls think they can get off. These days telling us, their loving husbands, where to get off. Zeresh, yous would never tell anything like that, would you, doll?
Oh no, Big Haman. I worship the very ground that you put your feet on. You can always count on me to bow down to you, big guy.
So Vashti, you decided that it's the lesser of all evils to not do what you have been told to do by the king and your loving husband.
King Schming, I ain't doing anything I don't want to do around here, you big jerk.
You should know that I do not have to let myself be talked to like that. You're out of here. I'm putting you on the slow boat to China.
You tell me do this, you tell me do that, you tell me do everything under the sun, not so much as a kiss or a pat on the back, and you're off to the harem again. When I think about all, it's funny the time I've lost. Well, this marriage is lost. Call a sentry and take her, help me to shake her, she's done here. Call a mover and leave me, please go and leave me. The best gift of my life, I was a fool to give to you. Alright already, I've got some bad habits. Alright already, it's true, so new. So leave me, pack up and leave me out with. You asked me to dance, you asked me a friend, you asked me to show up in front of your pals. My wifely duties are really not fair, and I told you this time and again when I think about all it's cost. And I think of the time I've lost. Well, this marriage is tossed. Take your papers and leave me, pack up and leave me out with you. Don't even think I will miss you. I will not miss you. When you're home all alone, that is the time you'll miss me. Alright already, with you nothing's new. So leave me, please go and leave me out with. You're at it again, you're not such a gem. I know I'll do better when I'm out the door, and I won't miss this palace and all of its rules, and I know you regret what you said when I think about all it's cost. Think of the time I've lost.
You're so cross.
Leave me. Save my sanity. Out with you.
That's it.
Sayonara, baby. Boys, get her out of here.
Bon voyage.
So what you're saying, Menschly, is that Ahasuerus Detroit has banished his queen and now is looking to find himself a new and improved model?
You got it.
Do you hear that, Estelle? This could be the big break you've been waiting for. You always wanted to play the palace.
Oh, ain't that the truth? I don't know how many more years I can go on hoofing it in these low-budget clubs in the shuttle. I mean, the management makes me buy my own sequins. For goodness sake, awful.
Well, I got it on good authority, cousin of mine, that Ahasuerus Detroit himself has been tipping the maitre d' pretty heavily to get a table up close to the stage the last few nights. I think he's sweet on you. Why don't you take yourself on over to the palace to meet him?
Sure, if you think that's a good idea. I mean, me being Jewish and all. I don't know if the king would want to fill my dance card if he knew that.
I would advise you to leave that particular piece of information out of the conversation, dearie. Otherwise, I think you'll sweep him off as royal thief.
Definitely.
Well, now a daughter is here, and it is very clear that it's Purim time, best of the year. For Jews, oh, Purim is for Jews. This really is nothing new. We're Jews. We have that Mordecai, we hold him way up high, because his people he did glorify. The Jews, on Purim it is the Jews. This really is nothing new. The Jews. The Melanoids because so very deep, even in ancient Persia, God's belief. The Jews, oh Purim, it is for Jews. This really is nothing new. We're Jews. And so we tell the tale that each year without fail, how once again we did prevail. The Jews, on Purim it is the Jews. It's Purim time, right here.
Chief, this is a heck of a beauty
mess you got going on here.
Boy, I have seen a lot of dolls in my day, but I don't think I've ever seen as many dolls as I've seen today, since the word got out on the streets that I'm looking for a new queen.
It is an important position, Your Excellentness. It is no wonder that so many dolls are interested.
If I was a doll, I would be interested.
A doll, you know, it takes a special kind of person to be a doll. Not just anybody could pull off such a thing. If I was a doll, huh?
If you was a doll, you'd all be catching the first train out of town. You would be one ugly doll, Sammy.
Does you want to step outside, Charlie? I do not take kindly to somebody telling me that I would not be attractive if I was a doll.
Boys will be boys. Why is it every time we all gets together, there's gotta be a fight? Can you think we'd be fighting over such a pretty doll?
Is there not something you can do about this bickering, Big Hammond?
Boys, may I point out to yous that the longer this beauty contest goes on, the longer it will be until we can get back to our crap game. Capiche?
So, who's next?
Your Highness, Your Highness.
Menschly, is this divine creature who you have brought here to meet me here at the palace the doll who I think she is?
My name is Estelade, Your Magnificentness. I am real delighted to meet you. I know you've been coming down the club to watch my act. I've got to tell you, I am real honored that you like me. It ain't every chorus girl who can say she's got the king himself in the audience every night.
You're right, doll. I've been watching you act, and gotta tell you, I like what I see.
Gee, Your
You're
Highness.
a real class act, doll. I think I could get to like the idea of you being the star of my show every night. You got what I mean? My drift?
Gee, Your Kingness, I do not know if I truly deserve that kind of attention from someone so royal as yourself. But this is a pretty nice joint you got here. I am sure that I could make you happy if I was to get the booking here on like a permanent basis.
Big Hammond, what do you think? Do you think this Escalade doll is the doll for me?
I don't know. There's something about it that makes me just a little bit nervous. But if you like her, then it's your call. You're the boss.
I do like her, Escalade. I am thinking that I want her to be my next queen. What do you say, doll?
Whoa, you're stupendous. I don't know how a girl could be any more flabbergasted. I would be so happy to be your queen.
You're my queen, you're the one I pick, you're the one I pick, you're quite the cutie chick, quite the cutie chick. So move in here with me, and together we will be king and queen. King and queen! King and queen, my heart is leaping, I'm having trouble sleeping, 'cause you're my queen, I'm glad we really click, from you I get a kick, I do. Sick, so with you I will stick, with you I will stick, solid as a brick, all through thin and thick, king and queen. King and queen! King and queen. The Scribes and eunuchs will all be in their tunics, 'cause you're my queen, I'm glad we really click, from you I get a kick, I do. Do-do-do-do-do-do.
Detroit has gone and picked himself a doll. Slick as a whistle.
Yeah, and she's some doll too.
Hey, what you saying, just saying in front of me, Sammy? You don't want to sleep in the doghouse tonight, do ya?
I am thinking that this new doll thing is a good thing for you too, Big Heyman.
It sure'd be nice if you made such a big deal out of me once in a while, Sammy. A girl could get used to this kind of attention.
Zip it, Roxy. What do you mean, Nikki? Why is the fact that Hash Detroit has a new doll is a good thing for Big Heyman?
Because, numbskull, this means that Hash will be spending all of his time making nice to his new doll. And that means we are able to do whatever we want in this town.
Do you mean like this new bowing down thing that yous has started?
That's it exactly. I told Ash that I wanted everybody in Shushan Square to bow down to me every time that they see me. And he did not take his eyes off that doll. When he says to me, you do whatever the heck you want, Big Heyman. So, why ain't you boys bowing down to me? If the king says everybody has to bow down to me, that means everybody, present company included.
Hey.
That's it, boys. I like it. I like it. Hey, you guys, do you know that who's supposed to be bowing down to me? Now, Hash Detroit said that everybody in Shushan has to bow down to Big Heyman.
Sure.
Sorry, mister, but I'm not in a position to get myself into a position of bowing down to you.
What? I did not understand how you could say a thing like this to someone who has been told by the king himself that everybody in Shushan is supposed to bow down to him. Who do you think you are?
I'm
Anyway.
Sky Mordecai. And just because a big galoot like you says I gotta bow down, I'm not gonna do it. I'm a Jew, and because I'm a Jew, I don't bow down to anybody but my God.
Oh, so you're one of those Jews, are ya? Well, we just see about whether or not you're gonna get away with not bowing down to Big Heyman. We'll just have to see about that. Come on, boys.
You're in big trouble. You're in big trouble.
Trouble? If there's trouble around here, it's my business to know about it. What seems to be going on, boys?
Oh, it's just these thugs throwing their weight around. But I don't care what kind of a trouble I'm in. I will only bow down to my God. And I certainly will not bow down to anybody who goes by the name of Big Heyman.
As I walked last night around the streets of Shushan, they bowed to him, a great and mighty throng. There I stood, and I prayed, God save me. I'm a Jew, and I know right from wrong. But the people all said, bow down in front of the man. The people all said, bow down in front of the man. Or Haman will hang you up high. He'll do it just because he can. Bow down, bow down, bow down, bow down, bow down in front of the man. I thought again of all the times in history when the tyrant's fists brought us down so low. It was then I knew to do what God commanded, that we would stand up tall and say no. The people all said beware, you better do what they say. The people all said beware, or else we're all gonna pay. And Haman will hang you up high, he'll do it just because he can. Bow down, bow down, bow down, bow down, bow down in front of the man. And just as I was losing faith in people, some stood up, said, Mordecai, we're here. Then it was clear that all our people would survive this. In my heart there arose a mighty cheer. So we would not bow down in front of a man. We stood up for our God, we did it 'cause we can. With all the Jews united, we put an end to his evil plan. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up in front of the man. Stand up in front, stand up, stand up, stand up in front of the man. Stand up, stand up, stand up, stand up in front of the man. Stand up in front of the man.
Can you imagine the noise of that guy Sky Mordecai? Did you see that he did not even so much as bow down even one little bit to Big Haman? Who do these Jews think they are anyways?
Juice? What do you mean juice? What kind of juice are you talking about? Orange juice, tomato juice, carrot juice?
Jeez, if you wasn't so stupid, you might be dangerous. Not juice, Jews. In the Exodus flick that you slept through.
Oh, that kind of juice. Well, what are you going to do about this big Sky Mordecai person, Big Haman?
I have been thinking of a scheme, boys. I have been thinking of a scheme that would be so slick and so sweet that it would get those Jews out of our hair forevermore.
Haman, what are you gonna do?
The king gave you permission and he wouldn't bow?
By fire, by drowning, by hanging them all. But how are we going to do it?
The situation's getting out of hand. Respect I really must demand. Now they could take over our town, and that would bring every one of us down. You know they don't keep the king's laws, right? And Mordecai's really trouble around here. And things being what they are, we have got to make this really severe. So we gotta get this thing under control. Write it down. Get it in the scroll. Yeah, it's good old reliable Haman, 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 Haman the boss. If you wanna kill Jews, then he'll be your man. He'll get rid of all of them in ancient Iran. 'Cause he's good old reliable Haman, not a measly two-bit ex-con. I'm the oldest established permanent nasty bad guy in Shushan. There are big shot Hebrews everywhere, everywhere. There are big shot Hebrews everywhere. And we'll cheer and really shout to the one who gets the Jews out. He will set it up a super nasty plan. Now you better all beware. Good old reliable Haman, 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 Haman the boss. If it's power you're wanting, then follow his lead. The king is in his pocket, so you know he'll succeed. With an idea concocted by Haman, we'll have lots from night until dawn. I'm the oldest established permanent nasty bad guy in Shushan. Who's the boss man? Who's the one? Run when the Jews are done. I'm the oldest established permanent
I gotta do is to tell Ashton Troy that these Jews have been trying to move in on his territory. So all that I say is, leave me take care of them. And he's certainly to say, you go ahead and do that. You go ahead and take care of him, Big Haman, because he's still so wrapped up in that Estolade doll that he ain't even gonna give it a second thought.
Big Haman, you was the smartest guy this side of the Tigris and the Euphrates. Where the heck is those places? I thought I knew where all the boroughs was already.
Howdy, boys. How's that little thing going on with you?
Oh, we're just fine, Lieutenant Gregor. Never been better. No, sir, never been better.
Well, just make sure you keep your noses clean, cabiche?
Oh, yes, sir, yes, sir.
I don't know what is the trouble with my cousin Sky Mordecai. I have heard that he was tearing his clothing and dumping ashes on his own head and wailing and carrying on something awful. Menschly, I hope you can find him and bring him here so as I can find out what it is happening.
Here he is. Here he is.
Sky, whatsoever is the problem with you? You look awful. You look like you lost your last set of dice.
Oh, it's much worse than that, Estelle. Our people are in terrible trouble because of that big lout, Big Haman.
I know what you mean, Sky. He gives me the creeps every time I see him. So what did he do that's causing such a big commotion for our people?
He got ticked off because I wouldn't bow down to him in Shushan Square. So we talked to your husband, Ahash Detroit, and told him that the Jews were trying to move in on his territory. And so Ahash said that the Jews should be whacked.
Whacked? Whacked?
Yeah, whacked. And it's supposed to happen the day after tomorrow, to all of us.
That's terrible. He cannot just up and do that to us. We ain't trying to move in on the king's territory. Why should we? We already live here anyways.
It's purely a revenge thing on account of that I did not bow down to Big Haman. And so all of us are going to suffer unless you go to him, Estelle. You have Ahash Detroit's heir. He won't do nothing to the Jews if you don't tell him that you are a Jew. He's too in love with you.
Do you think I can do that, Sky? I've really got a really good gig here. I would not want to spoil it and have to go back to that dive in that shithole. But what am I saying? I have to do this for you, Sky, and all of our people. I'm going to take my chances on the chips falling every which way. It might cost me everything, but it is the right thing for a Goyle to do.
That's my Estelle. I knew I could count on you.
Bravo! Bravo!
Says here in this Tanakh, the God-fearing individual acting as a queen due to a tough situation may react with collapsing in the kishkes, difficult to endure down in the lower gastrointestinal tract. In other words, just a draining the cup to go to the king or not, a maidel, then get put on the spot. You can tell her from morning to night about what the rabbis say. Teach her to be a hero so she can go save the day. But when everything's all said and done in the Torah, she's gotta pray. So maidel, are you hero or not? Now, it says right here, a tassel of shame of quinen, just in the Jewish sense, feels when she is in danger, see, note. Note. Historical anti-Semite, raging and insecure, seeking to put a noose around our throat. In other words, when being the queen is not everything that she dreamt, a maidel can start feeling verklempt. You can feed her all day with knedlach and the daima stuffed, but she just doesn't have the koyach, 'cause she's not so tough. The situation's verkakte and the game is rough. A maidel can start feeling betrayed. And furthermore, just for waiting and waiting and waiting to go to the king, a maidel can give up her ring. When she enters the king's private corners to tell him about what's new, the evil that Haman is plotting that he must pursue. And she's not taking no for an answer because she's a Jew. A maidel is stopping a crime, and just in the nick of time, with the shrine, I am dying. Thank God I'm still in my prime. Since it is destiny calling, I'll speak with integrity. This maidel will go down in history.
So like I was saying, Big Haman, geez, it's been awfully noisy around the palace lately.
I don't know, boss. I mean, your kingshipness.
Anyways, I was thinking last night about what I should do to make a big deal over a guy who has been really good to me, who had done me a big favor, but I never thanked him for it properly. You know what I mean?
He must be talking about me. There ain't nobody who has done more favors for Detroit than me, Big Haman. Well, if you ask me, your royalness, if I was to make a big deal out of somebody who has done good by me, I think I would buy him a nice big new red convertible with fins and lots of chrome, and I would put him in that jalopy in front of the big parade and drive him around Shushan Square with all the bands playing, the crowds cheering, and maybe even those dancing dolls. What do you call them? Gefilte girls, I think.
I like the way you think, Big Haman. Here's the deal. I want you to take care of everything you just said. Yous could do. And the guy who is going to be the one who rides in the parade is that funny guy from the other side of town, Sky Mordecai. He done me a big favor a few months ago, and I never thanked him for it. So this is just the thing.
Sky Mordecai, the Jew? I don't understand what you would want to do all that great stuff for a Jew instead of me. I mean, why him?
Because I said so. And so you had better get going to do it. Because as you know, I do not like to be unhappy.
Yeah, I'm going.
Oh, Your Highnessness, I have got something to need to talk to you about. It's so important that I can almost not talk about it.
Of course, doll. You can talk to me anytime you want. What is it that's weighing so big on your pretty little doll brain of yours?
Well, it's about Sky Mordecai and Big Haman.
It is? What is up with them? I just set it up for Sky Mordecai to be the guest of honor in a big parade that is being set up by Big Haman.
That's just it, Your Exaltedness. when you wasn't really paying attention. Big Haman, well, he got you to say that all the Jews should be whacked. And Sky Mordecai is a Jew, so he would have to be whacked. And all the other Jews would have to be whacked. And here's the worst part of it, your fabulousness. I, your loving wife, who loves you, would have to be whacked.
What do you mean? You would have to be whacked?
She's a Jew too. She's a Jew too.
Is there an echo in here?
It's true, your larger-than-lifeness. I did not take it upon myself to mention it to you before because it did not seem to make a whole lot of difference when we was having our courtship the other afternoon. But yes, I am a Jew. You know, bagels and lox, Medashevitz, the whole matzo ball.
So let me get this straight. All the Jews, including you, are supposed to get whacked because of Big Haman?
Please, your benevolence, you have just got to stop him before all of us get whacked.
You do not have to beg me to handle this, Estelade. Do not worry that pretty little doll head. You just leave everything to me. Menschli, I want you to get a hold of Lieutenant Graga of the Palace Police and tell him to be waiting at the end of the parade for a certain jerk by the name of Big Haman.
With pleasure, with pleasure.
Oh, thank you so much, your remarkableness. I am so sorry about not telling you about me being a Jew and all, but like I said, it did not seem like it would make a really big deal to you, especially since we both love each other so much and all that jazz.
You are right, Estelade. I love you like I was going out of style, and I am not about to let anything bad happen to you or Sky Mordecai or any of the other Jews around Shushan.
Here he is, King. The perpetrator ain't gonna be perpetrating anymore of his lousy schemes in our town, not while I'm on the beat.
Your goose is cooked, Big Haman. Your jig is up. You are officially out of 9 of your lives, and so are all your buddies and your wife Zeresh the Shrew, who is not, I might add, very much of a doll at all, as far as I am concerned.
But,
There ain't gonna be no buts about it, Big Haman. Where you and the other slobs are going, you are going to have a whole lot of time to think about trying to whack these fine, upstanding guys and dolls in our fair city of Shushan.
good riddance, good riddance.
Come on, Big Haman. It's time for you to start to pay a very big debt to society. I told you to keep your nose clean.
I've got to thank you, King Ahasuerus Detroit, for being so good to me and my people, and of course to my doll, cousin Queen Estelade.
Do not mention it, Sky. And I would be a lot happier to have you around as my head advice guy instead of Big Haman.
Yes, your colossalness. You are absolutely the best husband that a dog could ask for, and the best king that the people could ask for, too.
That's for sure, that's for sure.
Menschli, why in the heck is that every time you say something, you say it twice?
I do? Jeez, I thought there was just an echo in here.
I think it deserves another song. What do you think, your Detroitness?
Indubitably.
What's playing in Shushan?
What's
I'll tell you what's playing in Shushan. Story about an orphan girl who gets set